Morning, morning. I wanted to do a quick teaching. I had heard a pastor on YouTube say something, and I said, I don't know, I can't remember if I've ever taught on this or not, but it's concerning people wearing crosses, or fishes, fishes, we Alabama. Um, can you wear these things? Because the individual saying, no, you can't wear the cross. That's idol worship, to wear a cross or wear fish symbols, representing Christianity, or wear any kind of symbol of, an animal or something in the sea, dolphins or fish, so forth, right? And I said, that's not biblical. That's not biblical because you think back in the Bible, the Lord told Moses, when the people were in rebellion, the Lord sent among the people what the Bible called a fiery serpent. And this fiery serpent bit people. And the Lord had told Moses to make a serpent and put it on a pole and raise it up. Put it on a pole, make a serpent, I think called a brazen serpent, and put it on a pole and raise it up. And tell the people who have been bitten by the fiery serpents, if they were to look upon the serpent that was raised up on the pole, that they would be healed from the fiery bites of the serpents which killed them. If they didn't do this, they would die. And so they did. So eventually they went from looking at the serpent that the Lord told Moses to make and put on a pole and stand it up. They went from looking at it to bowing down before it. And that was what was wrong. So this came out of Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, is talking about the commandments. It says, let's see. I just start verse 1. Says, And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. It says, Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Any graven image, and I'm going to address that graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. Now, what's in heaven? Angels, cherubims, seraphims, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above. He says right here, you can't make an image of it, right? Or a likeness of it. Or that is in the earth beneath. No graven image or likeness of anything in the earth beneath, right? That's here on earth. Or that is in the water under the earth. You say the rivers or the streams or the oceans, whatever. You can't make any image or graven image or any likeness of anything, right? That's in heaven, that's on the earth, or in the waters on the earth, right? Now, this pastor said from that, see, there, you cannot have no images, no crosses, blah, 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 in the likeness of anything. These angels, he even went and stressed and said you can't. And the reason, that's right, the main reason he was saying is because some people have depictions of Jesus Christ. Some people have depictions of Jesus Christ. Now, none of us were there when Jesus walked the earth. We really don't know what he looked like. So it's an image or a likeness, right, of Jesus. He said it's wrong. It's wrong to make them because the Bible says you should not make them. That's not biblically true, because when you understand graven image is an image that is made for the purpose of worshiping or giving servitude to. Like the children of Israel, when they came up out of Egypt, they made the golden calf and bowed down to it, right? Or the image of Dagon, the Philistines made this image of Dagon, and they were bowing down to it and worshiping it. But is that what Jesus meant? That you cannot even make an image of it? If you do, it's a graven image or a likeness or a false god. You're worshiping another god. No, because on the top of the Ark of the Covenant was what? Cherubims or angels with their wings spread one towards another, with their faces towards the mercy seat. What is that? That's a likeness of something that's in heaven. Is it not? Now, was it a graven image? Was it an image created for the purpose of worshiping that image? No, it wasn't. It was created on the orders of God himself to be placed on top of the Ark of the Covenant. So that when the presence of the Lord came down from heaven onto the ark, the Lord came right down between the two angels, and the presence of the Lord abode between the two angels of cherubims or seraphim. I can't remember exactly which one they were called. That was on top of the Ark of the Covenant whom God is the one who gave the instructions how to make it and put them on the top. Solomon's temple. In Solomon's temple, there were cherubims. Their wings were spread from one side of the wall to the other. Who told Solomon to put those in the temple? Jesus did. God did. Jesus, I don't want to confuse you, but Jesus did. Jesus told him what to put in the temple, how to build it, how to fashion it, and so forth. So is Jesus telling us that a graven image is just to make anything, that or any likeness in heaven or in the earth? No. He was stressing a graven image is something that you make for the purpose of worship or servitude to that image. He didn't say that you couldn't make it, because several places in the Bible there are depictions of angelic beings and things that are in heaven, right, that the Lord instructed men to do. Do you know the temple that was built here on earth was an image of the things that are in heaven? The New Testament expounds on that these things were image of things that are also in heaven. The temple was one of them. So the temple that existed on the earth also exists in heaven. So is the Lord Jesus going against his own word here in Exodus 20? No, he's not. That's why you have to understand the word graven image. Graven image, something that's created for the purpose of worship. That you're creating this to worship. Can you make a depiction of Christ? Yes, you can. Now, there are people that have white Christ, and there are people that have black Christ, and whatever. You can make any image of Christ you want to, as long as you don't begin to give servitude or worship to that image. That's why I tell people, one day I was reading the Bible, and I got to read, and I closed it up, and I put it on my chest, and I kissed it. And the Lord, like the voice of the Lord spoke to me and says, why'd you do that? That's my word. That's not me. Worship the one who gave you the word. Don't worship the word. Worship the one who gave you the word. That's my written word, but it's not me. Don't kiss that Bible. Worship me. Bow down and worship me, Jesus. So the Lord spoke to me in my heart about kissing the Bible. Same thing about kissing the cross. I know there's a different religious beliefs. They'll take that cross and they'll kiss it. Why are you kissing the cross? You say, well, I'm just, giving love to Jesus. Jesus is not on that cross. That cross is symbolic of Christ going on the cross. It's not even the original cross that Christ was on when he died. It is symbolic of what he did on the cross. Worship Jesus. Don't worship the cross. There's no power in that cross. The power is in who was on the cross. Not the cross itself, but who was on the cross. Don't kiss crosses. Or angelic beings. You might have depictions in lamps or just angelic beings. You made of ceramic or whatever kind of stone or whatever. You don't kiss them. You don't worship them. You don't go over and stroke them, or you don't bow down before them. You don't sit before them and pray and do your reading and say, I feel so comfortable. It's like the angels right here are protecting me. No, there's angels unseen that may be protecting you, but them ones that sit in front of you, man-made. There is nothing that can be created that can be greater than the Creator or the one who created it. If we take these hands or materials or instruments we have and make angelic figures, why would you bow down and worship something that you made? Is it the one who made it more powerful than the thing that was created? It's just like the computer, Deep Blue. Deep Blue is a computer that they put all this information in that beat a human chess champion, world chess champion. I think it was 2 out of 5. The human won 3, and the computer, I think, won 2. But how did the computer beat a human who is the one who created? Because we put the information into the computer to give the computer the knowledge to be able to beat a human. So the computer itself didn't get the knowledge. It's only as powerful as the information we give it. And somebody said, well, okay, we got a computer now that learns. Okay, take out that learning box. What the computer going to do? Nothing. Because the one who created it will always be more powerful than the thing that's created. So don't worship no image. Don't worship no image on this earth. What is the image of a cross, image of an angel, whatever it is, do not worship it, do not kiss it, do not bow down to it. That is wrong. When you do that, you're subscribing worship to that object, and that is the graven image, something that was created that you give worship to or servitude to, and it is no more powerful than the hands that fashioned it. So don't do that. You can have a likeness of something in heaven as long as you don't bow down or give servitude or worship to it. It is no problem. I wish I could get in touch with that pastor, but he's one of them kind that, he's big, he's world known, and he thinks that, what he's saying is right. But I just would like to point out to him the brazen serpent that the Lord told Moses to make. I like to point out to him the angels that was on top of the Ark of the Covenant, the ones that Solomon was told to put in the temple. You cannot deny these are images of things in heaven, and the Ark of the Covenant was here on the earth, right? So you cannot deny these things. So you have to go back, examine the word graven image or likeness, right? And understand you can make it as long as you don't bow down or worship it or give servitude to it in any way. It's okay. And don't start saying the pictures that somebody's made is Jesus. Say that it is a depiction of Christ. Whether it's I've seen black Jesus with dreadlocks, I've seen black Jesus with short curly hair like wool, like the Bible talks about. Seen black Jesus with olive skin, curly hair like the Bible talks about. I've seen white Jesus with long hair. I've seen white Jesus with long hair and blue eyes. Look, we'll know what Jesus looked like when we see him, if he appears to us in human form, because when John saw him in the book of Revelation, he was in his full regalia. He was in his glorified state. Didn't even have a human look to him. But we know in the upper room when he appeared unto the disciples, he did appear as he was because they knew he was. So it's not a big issue if Jesus was black. Hey, he was black. Acknowledge he was black. If he was olive skinned like the Jews, acknowledge he was olive skinned. But don't make someone feel offended if they make a Jesus white or if they make him black, whatever. Don't get too caught up on it. It's just a depiction. It's just an image. It is not Christ, okay? And don't try to push it off as being Christ. This is Jesus. Well, you might say this picture is more closely represented what the Bible describes of what Christ looked like. That's true. But as far as this being a picture of Christ himself, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, God bless you. Bye-bye.